Hi there, I'm Mac Spainhour, and I'm here with Mike Ullman. We're in Henryville, Indiana today at the Oak Elk Ranch, Rick Davis's farm. And we're doing some things here today, or they are doing some things here today that are, I think, are very great. I think that most of our viewers are going to really like this. But Mike, I'm going to let you talk about it. You're with the Safari Club International.
Right.
And I know that you've been doing this for about 6 years approximately,
Right.
Coming up here. But beyond that, I'm going to let Mike tell you why Safari Club got into this, and then really what you all do here and what a great two-day event this is.
Well, thank you, Mac. This is, of course, we are the Kentuckiana chapter. Kentucky and Indiana is the home of most of all our members, although we do have some members in Texas and Michigan and around, so we're a pretty popular chapter. The Safari Club International is a worldwide organization of hunters, dedicated to preservation and continuation and expansion of hunting and wildlife conservation that accompanies hunting. We, like just about everybody else in the hunting and outdoor world, understand that kids are our future, and so that's what this program is all about. It's teaching young people, giving them the opportunity to grow and learn enough about the outdoors to more or less work on their own interests. I think you and I both know that years ago, probably when we were growing up, it was much more of a rural society, and kids just got to go out and knock around in the woods and learned on their own a lot about hunting and fishing. This day and age, it's much more of an urban society, and kids don't have an opportunity to get out. Many of the kids we experience now, their parents might have been too involved with work and urban issues and not really ever gotten out in the woods. They don't know. Some of them's grandparents don't know. So we're 2 and 3 generations removed from our natural hunting heritage in a lot of instances. And so these kids still have the desire, the innate desire, that kept mankind alive for millions of years. But they really don't have the skills or even the base knowledge to want to dive into that pool. And so that's what we're here today to give them.
Well, on top of that, I know we'll go through all the parts that the stations that you have out here, but you also incorporate the hunter education. So when they graduate from here, they have gotten their Indiana Hunter Education card,
right,
through the DNR, through you guys, your volunteer instructors, and which is good all over the United States,
correct,
and Canada and several other countries. So where you're able to go out and hunt, because there's some states, if you don't have it, you're not going to get to hunt. So you've actually incorporated that along with some other stages.
Right. The hunter education course is a fantastic, as you say, nationwide course, and actually recognized in a number of countries now. And it is primarily to give people the basic safety information and I think some of the good ethical issues and things of that nature, to where the government can more or less expect them to have a baseline of information enough that society feels comfortable letting everybody out in the wild. However, we as parents and grandparents and as hunters that have been doing this for a while understand that information is not near enough to make, let's just say, a young person. And we have expanded. It used to be called our Youth Hunter Education Program, and now it's Youth and Apprentice, because we're finding adults. We have some 16, 18-year-olds here today. We even have a few parents that have zero hunting skills.
Wow.
And they too have found that we need that kind of information. And so just having your hunter safety is enough for you to go out, kind of like your first time going camping, and read the instruction book before you put your tent up and everything else. Well, you and I know that as hunters, that's not a good way to be successful.
No.
And let's face it, we're a success-oriented society and result-oriented society, and if kids go out and don't have some level of a success, or something they can consider success,
right,
they lose interest pretty quick.
That's right.
And so
they go to the video game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we want to give them enough knowledge and enough confidence that they can go out and have a reasonably good expectation of some level of success. And we also explain to them a little bit about what success is. Success may not be harvesting an animal.
That's right.
Our optics and game scouting course and stuff is to teach them how to go out and find a right location to put a tree stand, and how to locate game. So if they do that correctly and they go out and they at least see game, bang, they got the first part. Then our anatomy course, it teaches them basically about the ethical and humane harvesting, and enough information about that they're relatively confident that they can accomplish that. And then we do the same thing on our rifle, archery, and so on. So what we see with our new hunters, let's just say that, not youth, our new hunters in general, from as young as 8 or 10 years old up to 50 years old, have come through the course. And at the end of the course, usually in the fall, we try to arrange for our graduates some sort of hunting experience with one of our members, and we've done it on game ranches where it's a controlled environment, or on areas at high densities where population control is an issue. We have farmers and stuff that want us to come in and harvest some does, and we go out with them and set up. And what we've experienced is there's very little improper hesitation. It's good to hesitate. It's good to think everything through.
Sure.
But let's face it, when it gets to that minute where you should be pulling the trigger, you have to know that you know enough that everything's going to go right. The fear of failure is a tremendous pressure on especially young people. And so if they feel confident and they feel they're going to be successful, chances are real good they will be.
And I noticed at each one of these stages, it's drilled over and over, even though there's an overlap.
Sure.
It doesn't matter which stage you're at. We just came from the blood trailing, where they have fake blood and they lay it out and go through a scenario. And I thought that was really interesting because, I've hunted, I'm 49 now, and I've hunted since, I think, 10 years old. My dad took me out. We were talking about the old times.
Right.
And I've never had anybody teach me blood trailing. That is all self-taught or taught with a guy that's next to me that's an older man that I'm thinking, okay, you've hunted deer. And when I first hunted, I remember. And I had a brother-in-law that we had to track. So I thought that was really interesting. Troy and I was over there watching that, and the scenarios were set up awesome.
Our curriculum's been written out and polished. Every year we add a little to it. In 7 years, like I say, we think we've got a pretty good lingo and amount of information. And as you say, by repeating it time and again and interrelating it, we have, in fact, you'll notice on most of our courses we have the younger instructors. We'll have a couple of our other instructor volunteers there cross-training, because we want the guys on our shotgun training, guys that are shotgun specialists, to know what we're teaching on rifle and muzzleloader, so that when they're over there telling the kid, keep both eyes open, Now, this is not rifle. Not just keep both eyes open. Not that what that guy just told you was wrong, but putting it into the bigger picture, and being able to help the kids absorb the great big picture, because the hunting world is diverse and vast. It's not just deer hunting. It's not just small game hunting.
No.
And so, we try to give the kids a sampling and enough cross that they can feel comfortable jumping into that pool with an expectation of at least swimming.
That's right. Well, I'll tell you another point to make here. We're in a society, you kind of briefly touched on it. We want instant satisfaction.
Right.
We have a lot of single-family dwellings. Right. A mom's raising the kids, or predominantly, or maybe a dad. And what I have seen some mothers come to these events because they don't have the father there. Right. The kid, for some reason, innate, whatever like you said, wants to hunt. She comes and follows him because she wants to know, I can't teach him, but I want to make sure he's doing it the right way.
Sure.
And I find that a pretty big one when the mothers do that. And we always like to thank those, especially those single families, that the mothers that takes that time out of a busy schedule. Because everybody knows right now it's hard to survive. And, everybody's usually working, both mom and dad and everything else. So, that's something that I think you have really totally, you've caught every aspect of it. And
we
I think
have.
It's awesome.
Thank you.